at GTR World Cup. And GTR World Cup means there's a lot of GTRs on the property. One of them a little bit more unique than the rest. So you guys know George, we've done several videos on him. T1 race built car, he's had the car since 2009, bought it brand new, first year they had him out. It's a little different this year. You might notice the wheel and tire setup, it's got bigs and littles like a regular drag car. That's not something we've seen from any other GTR except for the ETS car, which I think is pretty sure is a chassis car. So not really sure if you guys count that. They teased it this week on their Instagram and stuff, and I was like, what is going on here? Because I saw the little tire. We're gonna find out right now. You're gonna have to explain to me what's going on with the front. Why do we got a big and a little now? This looks like a real drag car.
Yeah, I just got to thinking that not all the tracks work for us all the time already, and you know, we think that maybe all-wheel drive is the crutch for these cars. That's what they're known for. We don't know at the moment if that's like our gold or if that's our Achilles heel. So this is an experiment.
Gotcha. You guys haven't done a single hit yet.
Nothing.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, the idea is that this could work great, or it could be a waste of a perfectly good event. But I don't feel like we're going to get further with the platform without this data point. So we really want to know. And it's a good weight savings. Of course, not just weight, but all that rotational weight. So it's super cool. It's so easy to steer now. It usually just kills us. You know, with these manual racks, it is like wonderful. So I'm taking that to heart when I go down the track.
What is the goal? Is it just to kind of see how this works, or is it to go for a number, or what are we doing?
I mean, we learned a lot about the engine program over the winter, and there's some new tricks inside. We could run a lot more power if we need to. Everything in the back is unchanged. It's a GR6, you know, DCT transmission. There's no straight axle.
It's the GTR transmission.
It's just a GTR with a lot of components removed, but just unbolted. Our idea is if this is a failure, then it just bolts right back in.
Gotcha.
Go to the next event.
Gotcha.
Tuck our tail between our legs and learn from it.
So, but we'll see what this whole new combo does first time down the
yet.
track. We have no idea.
Yeah.
But goal this weekend would be have this workout and maybe turn on the nitrous.
I'd love to. I mean, my goal is always just to increase my personal best a little bit.
Right.
So,
which is currently a what?
672.
Other than ETS with that rail car, that chassis car they built, we haven't seen another rear-wheel drive GTR make a pass. So this will be interesting for us to watch and our fans because nobody's seen this before.
It's a good data point, especially if it works. The reduced weight's going to be easier on the transmissions.
Right.
And it's brutal on them now. So anything that can improve that, and you know, these wheelies are unloading the front. And then when the front comes back down, the traction hasn't changed for the rear, but for the whole drivetrain, just the load on the engine increases when those front wheels come back down again. Bogs it down, it recovers back into boost, that might lift the front wheels again, it sets up these oscillations. And that's the type of thing that's really bad for drivetrain. If this does work, it's a path for a lot of people to think about, you know, I hate to say it, like a TH400 in there.
Sure,
just going to normal events.
Or a glide or something like that,
We don't have to run them at the bleeding edge like we do to make a number. Or it's sacrilegious. I know some people that probably really this idea.
For sure.
But I do love what we've done with the GR6, the Dodson, what they've done with the gear sets. I mean, to think this was a 2009 pre-order for me, stock. I said before I was never going to modify it, and to think today that we can make, you know, 3,000 horsepower, and that a transmission in the factory casing can handle it, thanks to
Exactly.
You know, material science. It's wonderful.
Well, good luck this weekend, man.
Thank you.
Hell yeah. First time down the track for that T1 car. George's car is now rear-wheel drive. First time down the track, 700 with a 2 at 203. All right, George. How did your 700 with a 2 feel?
Well, that was in burnout mode.
Really?
Yeah, so if you listen to it, I don't want to make that. I'll imitate sounds for friends. Yeah. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. Yeah, I was shocked to even see a 7.0 out of that.
Yeah, 7.0 and what 203.
Just want to get that 6 out of the way. Well, I want it to do what it can. That's every racer that we want them to always run what they should.
Right.
And they don't run what they should. That's why we come out here and kill ourselves to try.
Pie in the sky goal, it would work every time, but that's not fun, you know? That would be cheap and not fun, right?
Yeah. It's not cheap, but it is fun.
Yeah, exactly. that thing is, you can see the heat coming off of it. Might be the fuel that it is, it's not, you can't see the flames, but that thing's on fire right now. That's the Shop Inc. / Command Performance that just burned up there. That sucks. But George should be pretty damn excited about that 6. All right, you a little less stressed now? 694.
All right. I didn't look yet. I saw the draggy, but I said secretly, I said I just want to get a 6 before dinner because I'm always just stressed out, and that's not good enough to win the event.
Right.
It's good enough to sit down with the family and just relax.
Well, it's progress, right? You guys, like you said before, this was a whole experiment, and you're kind of a guinea pig. And so far, there's a lot of guys here with this kind of power, and they're not doing 6s yet, and you're doing it with 2-wheel drive.
You know how it is. I mean, it just takes a few rounds for things to click, and I think all of a sudden, I think you see a few 670s this event or better.
There's a rev limiter on or something. He just kept kept hitting the top of the rev limit, and that was it. Still did a 6 earlier, so as far as like the whole rear-wheel drive GTR thing, I think it's working out. George just got knocked out, but I think their experiment of having a rear-wheel drive only GTR worked. He did a 6 this weekend. Even though it's not his fastest pass ever in the car, that's progress. You don't need, he just proved that you don't need all-wheel drive in a GTR to do a 6. That's kind of a big deal. So we're gonna talk to him, see what happened. It sounded like he was breaking up a little bit and let out, but that's a big deal. That's pretty awesome. What do you guys think? Did your experiment of 2-wheel drive GTR work out for you?
Not done yet. I'm hoping to make exhibition passes.
Oh, really?
It didn't sound right. I had to make this awful conscious decision to lose. I mean, I was in the lead, looking, I'm like, man, I got this, but my engine's like, oh no, please don't, and I...
See what out. That was smart. You didn't hurt anything.
Again, this is the data shows it wouldn't have hurt it, but it's a pleasure to drive now. It's absolutely, I have no anxiety getting in there anymore.
It doesn't scare you anymore? Seems pretty good?
It's going really straight. My only frustration is I really wanted to get where we're turning up the power and find out the potential, and we can't do that right now. I think for sure the guys that put like a TH400, torque converter and radials on these, it's going to be nasty.
Well, I would say I'm very impressed with how the car did this weekend so far. I know you got a couple more passes left, hopefully today, but I'm going to tip of the hat, dude. That takes some balls to get in a car that nobody's ever done this kind of thing with, especially stock chassis and all that, so that was pretty awesome to see.
I think the dirty secret is it just goes better. It's much slower. I mean, it really is a lot slower. It was a 129 60 foot. Again, we've seen 115, so it's really, it's hurting the 60, but we've not been able to go rounds, making power, dialing in. You know, we're trying different launch RPMs. The track's changing because it's nighttime and there's dew on it, or the sun's out here and it's slick. So we need to. I'm gonna leave it alone. I think I'm gonna make the commitment to you. That way, I don't cheat myself.
There you go.
Keep it rear-wheel drive for Texas 2K and try to see what we can do.
All right.
You know, it might be another waste of an event, but boy, a car that goes okay fast and goes straight, it's really good.
721 at 204.